Hey guys, how you going? Thanks for watching this video and welcome back to Aussie Desi. Now, this is part of the video series on converting an overseas driving license to an Australian one. If you've been watching the previous videos in this series, you'll realize that this is quite an elaborate process and involves various steps. Today, I'll be talking about the next step in this process, which is the hazard perception test. By now, I hope you have completed your knowledge test and are ready for the next step. So let's cut to the chase and get right into it. Okay, hazard perception test or HPT. Now this is a simple test that tries to evaluate if the test taker has developed the skills required to anticipate for or recognize any hazards encountered on the roads. Sometimes this means that the driver will have to be prepared ahead of the hazard developing. Other times it would be required of the driver to stay alert, show good observation skills, great reactions, and an ability to do the right thing quickly, even under pressure. You would be shown short video clips on a computer screen. These videos would look like you are inside the car and at the wheel. The video plays and it may or may not include a hazard developing. You would need to respond to the hazard by clicking on the test computer's mouse at the right time, or the time window rather, or perhaps not click if there is no hazard encountered. Now, because the test is computer based, all this assessment happens without putting the test taker and the other road users into a real world dangerous situation. So that means that only those who have good hazard perception skills will get to do their driving tests, keeping everyone, be that the test taker, the assessment officer, or road users, everybody safe. It sounds brilliant, doesn't it? But it's not as simple as it sounds. The videos are shot as if you are driving the car. So you can just play along. Try to forget it's a test and imagine you are driving the car, sort of like playing a video game. Just let your instincts take over. Beautiful. Then what is the problem with this test and why does it have such a bad reputation among licensed aspirants? It's a computer-based test, and according to me, a major problem lies in how it assesses your hazard perception skill. Sometimes you might respond very quick and early, but you may be marked wrong because you clicked outside the correct window of time. I don't think that's fair. You actually showed great hazard perception skills, responding nice and early. In reality, I might just lift off when I anticipate a hazard. That may be my first reaction. Another driver might respond slightly differently, go straight for the brakes, or I don't know. Everybody drives slightly different from each other. Now, I do not think it's fair to be marked wrong for responding early. That's one major problem with this test. The second problem here is that unlike the road law test, there is very little information, preparation, and practice material available on the Vic Roads website. The only guidance you have here is something called Drive Smart, which is a third-party service and only vaguely resembles the HPT. All you have on the Vic Roads website are some examples, which aren't example videos, but just some images. So that's definitely not a great place to prepare. And the third problem with the Vic Roads hazard test is that the video quality is awful. They're so bad that they seem to be shot sometime in the early 90s. And this affects your test because the poor quality sometimes makes it difficult to spot the hazards well on time and respond appropriately. I've been told by friends from Sydney that the HPT is not mandatory in New South Wales or something along those lines. I'm not exactly sure how it works in these other states. But lucky you folks. But if you are in Victoria and Vic Roads is your testing authority, then this definitely is a mandatory step you would need to complete. I've heard lots of people say that the hazard test is pointless and is intended to be just another way for Vic Roads to make more money or steal money out of you. Now, whatever said and done, it is our next step in the licensing process, and we need to find a way through this hurdle. Now, I will share more details on how you could do this on my next video. I plan to include the methods of preparation and my own test experience on that one. So more details in the next week's video. Until then, maybe take some more driving lessons if you need them. Drive safe and see you next time. Bye.